folks, I'm Johnny DiDamasso. This is my niece's second cousin and co-host, Georgie DiDamasso. Let's start things off there in the Southwest Division of Girls Junior High Softball.
St. Huntington's starting pitcher hasn't stopped crying since a kid got hit by a truck last week. Beautiful driving, by the way, there, Joey. I think it's really going to help out the three-team parlay. So you know what I'm going to do since she's such a sad girl? I'm going to go ahead and take Kennedy High School. I'm also going to take the points, obviously.
Boom. Next up is Balboa Convalescent Hospital monthly check-in tournament. I've been talking to the head nurse over there, and she said that Albert Brunner has been taking his memory medicine all week. The guy's sharp as a tack. Take him to go all the way.
Joey, you know that I love you. You know that I would never disrespect you, but I'm going against you. Because I gotta take the defending champion. That's right, Gail Landers, the Widowmaker. She got a letter from her great-granddaughter last week saying, "Great-grandmother, I love you, and I want to come and visit you." So there's a lot of energy over there. Very excited. Go ahead and take her to win.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. Tune in next week for the betting guide on Camp Jubilee Summer Spelling Bee.
And also, don't forget, coming up, we got Canary Races live on the box score. It starts right now. Take Chippy in the fifth.
Chirp, chirp.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple: C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Coward for box score.
Hello and welcome to the Box Score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles, joined by the Danettes who are in New York City today. Now, when you're in the Big Apple, you have big guest lists. One guy that you reached out to but didn't get on, Paulie, let me ask you this. You wanted to have Michael Caine on. Had Dan had him on, what would have been his first question to Michael Caine?
How do you feel all these years later about beating Haley Joel Osment at the Oscars, I think in 2000?
Essentially taking a trophy from
1990?
Yeah, it was like 99.
Grown man.
Yeah. Oofa.
That's your question.
All right, well,
that's the only topic.
Well, okay. Well, you could have asked him about Cider House rules. Well, that's what he won that. Okay. Anyway, speaking of first questions, there was a ton of debate on how quickly DP was going to get into the Sixth Sense topic with Haley Joel Osment. Now, Fritzy, when you were in the back room, how awkward was it with the I See Dead People topic?
It was a little awkward. It got a little tense there. Paulie was in there with myself, and we were just trying to kind of gauge it. We didn't know what he was going to make of that. Is he going to be the kind? We don't know the guy. Is he the kind of actor that wants to be removed from that? Doesn't want to be like the Gilligan, or like that's his whole life. Some of acting is summed up in that one line that he uttered like 2 decades ago. So we wanted to tread lightly on that, and but part of us also were a little devious. We were kind of hoping that Dan would bring it up, and that somehow Haley Joel would be pissed off that so early in the interview he would start hawking him about the Sixth Sense and the whole dead people.
I'll tell you what actually happened in the back room. I rarely do this and give it all out completely. I went in the back room. I've never met Haley Joel Osment. I know nothing. I've actually never seen the Sixth Sense. And I walked up to him and I said, "Hey, good to meet you." And I have about a minute to talk to the guy before we go back on air. I go, "So, have you been watching?" He goes, "Yeah." And I go, "You know, Dan has been talking about the past 2 days about you being on," and he said, "How long are you going to be on before we talk about the Sixth Sense?" He goes, "Yeah, yeah," and he's laughing. I go, "Would you do something for me, or if you're interested?" I go, "When he brings it up, the Sixth Sense," I go, "Would you say, 'Oh yeah, great movie'? You know, it was a long time ago, kind of talking about what I'm doing now." And I wanted Haley Joel to not want to talk about the Sixth Sense in any way, and see how long he could keep Dan trying before he said, "Gotcha, you know, I'll talk about it." But he's such a nice guy in the back room. I talked to him. He's kind of like had this nervous laughter. He goes, "All right." He goes, how am I going to do that? Just let me think about this one. He goes, "All right, I think I could do that." But he was unsure because he seems like a really, really nice person. And I think if he knew Dan better or had some experience with us, but then it wouldn't have worked. But he couldn't even do it.
It's a tough one because you kind of come off like a jerk if you don't want to talk about your biggest movie. But you're kind of like, why is he being so difficult? Just talk about it. And so asking him to do that is like saying like, "Hey, listen, can you try to be a jerk for as long as you can stand being one?"
Yeah, and then say to Dan, "Gotcha."
Yeah, like I have to admit, I was totally. Once again, I fall for a Dan Patrick Show bit, because you guys came in and hinted that there was a problem. I'm like, "Oh, this guy." Big time does it. Is a diva.
I walked back in the room.
I totally bought it.
I wanted to soft sell it a little bit, but I wanted some. I walked back in the room, and Dan goes, "He's back there." I went, "Yep."
Yeah. I was like, "Oh no, we got a diva on our hands."
And the guys were IMing me. I think Seton said, he goes, Problems back there? Thumbs up, thumbs
We
down.
wanted to kind of pretend that, like, when we went in to say hi to him, that maybe he would have said, yeah, I'm glad to be here. I'm looking forward to the interview. Just one quick thing. I just don't want to get into the whole I see dead people.
Right.
thing.
I was saying that. I was saying to my dad.
I think the problem was, and I think Haley Joel would have done it if Dan would have gone so early.
Yeah.
Because he even said, he goes, oh, you just said sense. And, like, he didn't kind of even ease into that part. So I think
He just said sense.
Haley didn't have a chance to really even do that bit.
Man.
Yeah, well, Dan pounced on him, and Haley Joel, of course, was a great sport and a great actor. And then there you had it. It was two great actors, Dan and Haley Joel.
Who wants to go first?
You please.
I see. Danettes. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Quiet on the set, please. Haley Joel Osment. Take one.
I see Danettes. There it is. Can we get a safety?
Correct.
What an unusual road.
Can I get a safety on that one, please? Can we?
I only do one take.
Oh,
Dan.
one
Only one
take.
take.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. I would call that a tour de force.
That's as mad as anyone's ever seen Haley Joel Osment. Like, that is, he's
I see dead
irate.
people. Yeah. He's like, okay, guess what? I see Danettes. Great. That's the take you're getting. Move along, please. Let's get on to something else.
Yeah, one take Haley. Dan and Haley were great, but we found some other footage that was Oscar-worthy with one Patrick Seaton O'Connor.
I see creepy people. She sees creepy people too. They get mad. It gets cold. They're everywhere. Please make them leave.
Yeah, that's good stuff from one Patrick Seaton O'Connor. That's I think he captured the Haley Joel Osment role from Sixth Sense very strongly there. After the show yesterday, I didn't get a chance to see the show open today, but I was asked to do a couple of questionable things after yesterday's show, leading up to today's show, and I'm very concerned as far as what family members and friends may have seen what was going on there between me and the wall of morale and some unbuttoning of my shirt and things like that.
Unfortunately, the camera didn't pick up that was the first time I was actually able to cry real multiple tears. And I'm really bummed that you couldn't see it because I got up, I was like,
it was still
real
very
tears,
well done.
mother bleepers.
Hey, you know what, Todd, you were wondering what you had shot yesterday and was it creepy or not. I think we have an answer for you. There it is, delicious. The pecs bouncing, the beefy, hairy pecs bouncing, and the hips swaying. This is just almost too much.
That was on national TV today. That was on national television today. What are you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing.
What's it? He did this thing with his tongue, too.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he squeezed Heidi Klum's walled breasts.
I was pretending to like undress.
I do find it funny that you pretend to be bothered by being asked to do these things when I know that you enjoy doing that and are glad that you were asked, and your laughter tells me that I'm right.
I feel like somehow on the exterior I have to act like no, wait, okay, are we ready?
Right.
We're gonna
but you can say no to things. Like when they do say like, hey, we want you to do this, you're like, no, I'd rather not do that.
I could, but I felt like it was things that I may do anyway, not on camera, not to share too much and to boast too much.
Beautiful.
And now it's just the next step is to allow everyone into a secret little world, a little hiding place that I used to have.
Yeah. Well, much like the hedgehog and Peter North, you are a professional. All right, coming up, a funny man dropped by the New York City Man Cave, got everyone to laugh. And you know what's not so funny and what's dead serious? The Ram 1500 Eco Diesel. That's right. I see that I'm dead serious about the Ram 1500 Eco Diesel. Everyone can tow a boat, climb a hill, haul a trail. Hell, that's pedestrian, but not everyone does it in the most fuel-efficient half-ton truck on the road. Get more facts at ramtrucks.com. Guts, glory, Ram. We're back here on The Boxer. You guys got a visit from funny man Bill Hader, SNL guy. Now, were you concerned that he would not do any of his impressions or funny stuff after it got awkward with Haley Joel Osment and the whole I See Dead People thing, Seaton?
Well, I'm always concerned that a comedian's going to come on and not want to be funny, which, believe it or not, happens a lot. Where you're like, "What happened?" Like, you're usually a really funny dude, and you're not being funny at all. And it's not like it's you're asking them to like, "Hey, do some of your stand-up." Like that would be really fun. But sometimes like Eddie Murphy's notoriously like will not be funny in interviews. It's like, "Yeah, nah, man, don't worry about it."
And that's why they want to have them.
But because you're funny. You're supposed to be funny. Why won't you do it? But he delivered.
One of the things I really like here, we were talking about it during our extended lunch, is that with the Danettes, we could laugh at stuff that they say and they can hear it. And a lot of shows, like Dan can't roar with laughter. He's got an interview to conduct. But when he hears the four of us laughing, I mean, if you look over there, I had to turn away because I was laughing so loudly that I thought.
And you could see him turn sometimes and look.
Yeah,
he's got that sort of like.
And I would think it's like energizing for the guests. It's like fueling them up. It's like, oh, I got an audience here. They're enjoying what I'm saying. I'm into it.
I'm sure I think you're going to play the Keith Morrison clip. But when he started doing Keith Morrison, we went nuts, and he kept going because he saw a reaction. He started to think over and said, "I'm crushing right now. I'm going to keep going and work this out."
And he got funnier as he went on.
Yes.
And it's also tough for him because he admitted he's never really done stand-up. It's one if you're a stand-up comic, you can throw out some jokes and stuff. But if he's more if he's more of doing skits, he's not doing a skit with Dan. He's being interviewed, so it's got to be tougher for him to be funny.
And we don't do setups
jokes.
like if you go on Letterman or shows that actually produce segments and pre-interview with their guests. There might be topics that we would hit with Bill Hader, but he didn't ask and probably likes to have the freedom of just cutting loose.
And he did cut loose, and as you mentioned, he went into Keith Morrison, and it was glorious.
Well, when we come back, we're gonna talk about the DNA. Oh, that pesky DNA. The guy he shot me. Shot you a dirty look? No, he shot me with a gun and now I can't walk. Oh, no. That's terrible. This is a 2-bungalow, this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath bungalow where nothing could ever go wrong.
That is so freaking good. And the imitation is perfect. The timing is perfect. And if you saw there, I had to turn my chair around because I was laughing so hard. I was like hitting the desk. I was like, calm down. But I couldn't help myself. He's that funny.
Fritzy's laugh in that, by the way,
I just love that.
Literally the best thing.
The combination of that I love Keith Morrison. And I really enjoyed that show. I look at that. That's my social life on the weekend. Like on Friday night, I love turning on Dateline. Give me some popcorn and Dateline and Keith Morrison.
How glorious!
He's got the inflection.
Yeah, you want to hear that laugh again? Here it is, gentlemen. Here it is.
Going up
Nothing.
The VU meter.
There are very few things in the world that make me happier than that sound. Oh my God,
It was just so good. And now we're all invigorated now. It's more of a mission than ever that we've got to find a way to get Keith Morrison on as soon as possible in studio to be part of the show.
ASAP. Now, Paulie, if you could pick one athlete to co-star with you in a movie, who would it be and what would the movie be like?
That's a good question.
Jared Payton in the Walter Payton.
Yeah, Jared Payton in the Walter Payton. I'm trying to think of funny athletes. See, I don't know if Barkley would be.
Not right, because Charles Barkley is going to be so big and so larger than life.
Yeah.
So you have to play the straight man to his sort of like over-the-top role, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of an athlete that I found really, really funny. Chris Long is really funny from the St. Louis Rams. I think he'd be a good tough guy, comic character. Even Maurice Jones-Drew is a funny dude.
John Sally.
How about your boy J.J. Watt as the tough guy in Revenge of the Nerds remake? And you're a nerd, and he's a tough guy. And at first, he beats us all up.
I'm the nerd.
And then he becomes.
No
offense, Paulie, but you're closer to the Tri-Lams than the Beta House.
I was somewhere in between. I wasn't the athlete, but
he's the mean-spirited pick-on-people guy.
Fraternity vice president guy.
You think he's more McGinley?
Beer drinking,
he's more McGinley than Anthony. You almost look like Anthony Edwards. You're closer to Anthony Edwards than
well, okay, maybe in
McGinley,
looks, but not in persona.
Yeah, enjoying the things happening badly to others and the misfortune of others. I'm purely beta or whatever.
Wow, this is a great debate. That's a good poll question. Are you a beta or a tri-lam?
First of all, why weren't the bullies alphas?
Or were they alphas? Were they beta?
They were.
So there's your answer, Brock.
They were. And then there's me, the Omega Mu. Hey, check out Bill Hader and Amy Schumer this weekend in Trainwreck, and my little sister, Bridget Everett, who plays a very horny housewife, I'm to understand. All right, coming up next, we'll find out which Danette is going to get his own show. It's Know Your Row next. We are back here on the Box Score. Yesterday we talked about the many ins and outs of morning radio, and while the Danettes couldn't be happy to be with Dan on your morning AM drive, we asked which one of them they thought would have their very own show. This could be only one sort of build up to a conclusion, which would be this game.
No! Your row!
2 under. I love those pins.
All right, we start in the front row. Seton, who did Paulie say was going to get his own show?
Man, it's either going to be himself or McLovin.
Who do I like more?
All right.
Well, that's not the question. We know that.
Yeah. Stick with that.
I'm going to say Paul said Paul.
Did Paul say
Sounds
Paul?
like a name of an 80s band.
Which Danette is most likely to get his own show? Me.
Ding.
Hello.
Yeah, I think I went on, I think they may have cut it, but I said not a sports radio show in any way or any type of sports show. If I ever had a show that I hosted,
It would be a travel show.
Yeah, it would be travel, food, beer, log cabins, stuff like that, because I find that stuff fascinating. I've already worked on and work on, I think, the best sports radio show that's ever been. And I don't think any of us hosting our own sports radio show is solo, no dice.
Content
How
if
about our
you're
own log
watching
cabin
and
show?
listening, yeah. Paulie and his syrups of the Northeast. To the back row, McLovin, which Danette did Fritzy say was going to get his own show?
Fritzy probably said, I'm going to guess Paulie.
Okay, was it Paulie?
I'm going to say McLovin because there's something quirky and unique and funny about him. I don't think he even realizes half the time how funny he is, and he's well-versed and bright and clever, and I'm going to go McLovin.
We're an automatic loss of this
We
game.
are. It's my fault.
Like,
no, because we
you're
don't-
just random because we outthink each other. You try and think, what is McLovin going to be able to guess? And I try and think, what is Todd thinking? I'm thinking.
No, I think it's memory loss and just like, and I've been accused of like not caring about anybody's personal life
Yeah, you don't.
or experience.
Anything outside of your little bubble.
Guest booking
No.
world that I just
I'm
shut
shocked by
everything
your
on.
answer. I thought, Todd, you would say me because you'd want me to have my own show.
Oh, then you
Other
just
than
go.
here.
Got the hell out
That's a really good
But you can
point.
moonlight and do,
That's a
you
good
can do
point.
both.
All right, one more for the front row. Paulie, who did Seton say would get his own show?
I think he's going to say me, and almost the same answer that I have, but it wouldn't be a sports show. It'd be some type of, like food, beer show.
Was it Paulie in a food beer show?
I initially thought McLovin, but it's either McLovin or Paul. It's definitely not Fritzy, no offense. But I don't really think, frankly, that Todd is all that interested in something like that. So then if I had to think, would it be Andrew or I'm going to say Andrew McLovin Perloff III will get his own show first.
Wow. Yeah, I clearly was zigging when I should have zagged in my own mind. I think I was more caught up in thinking about how much fun it was going to be to watch Fritzy hear that. No offense, Tom.
Zigzag like we want to.
I can't possibly imagine.
That's going to be the name of my show, actually.
Yes.
It's going to be No Offense.
No offense, and the sequel,
Yeah.
just content.
Yeah, it's just content. No offense. I'm just going to say really inappropriate things. I'm going to do red carpet interviews with people and say really inappropriate things to them and go, no offense. And then see what their reaction is. Boom, greenlit. Let's get it going, Brock.
No offense.
Yes. Hey, sorry about your wife and your children. Anyway, who are you wearing tonight? All right, last one for the back row. Fritzy, who did McLovin say is going to get his own show?
I'm going to say McLovin picked Seton, because just as I said about McLovin, Seton is a lot funnier than he realized at times. He's got that radio background, and I think he's got that
You
person.
didn't choose me.
I didn't choose you. I think McLovin chose you.
Todd's just trying to cover bases. That's what this is.
I just
all
like- I
about.
just want
If McLovin said
everyone to like me.
anyone other than himself, he's lying.
No, I'm gonna say Seton. He's got that whole radio background and morning zoo thing, and I could see him
So you
talking
think
about
that's
a lot
what
of
he
different
thinks?
things.
So yeah, that's your pick
right,
about
see?
what I
That's-
said. You
That
think I
sounds more
said
like what
too.
you think.
But I think
is
that,
nice.
I think
Which is
that, but I
great.
think
It's called know your row, not know yourself, which we know you're an expert at.
that's right. No, I think that you would think
Intimately.
along those
Biblically.
along those kind of lines. He can talk about a lot of different things in a humorous way. He's got very strong opinions.
Yes, very, very much so. For the tie,
dangerous.
was
Too
it
dangerous.
Seton?
I think Todd Fritz is definitely the person to have his own show. I think Paulie, Seton, and myself are all completely capable of having our own show, and I frankly think all three of us probably should and will at some time. But I think the guy that we want to see the most is Fritzy. It's sort of like, you know, we would watch that. I think we might be the only 3 people to watch it, but I think it would be very entertaining. I'm not sure what it would be, just a Fritzy show, and just see where it takes you. Yeah.
Well, this is a whole different topic here. If the topic was who would you most want to see host their own show, we're all picking Fritzy.
Yeah, okay.
Let's not kid each other.
So you agree with my sentiment?
You could put a camera on Todd 24 hours a day, and I would check in often.
Not with my kids around, but yes.
Yeah, I would check in often. Like if Periscope followed him all the time, I would be like, all right, let's see, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Fritzy.
Yeah.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
Would it be boring, terrifying, sensual?
Yep.
I have no idea.
Yes. I think it would be a lot of, what the hell is he doing? That's what I think it'd be.
Does he realize there's a camera on him right now?
Does he realize he's not wearing pants?
Out of everyone involved in this whole production, Todd Fritz is the only one who does things no one on earth would do. Yeah.
Congratulations to the front row. Now, Fritzy, as a test to a possible show, can you give us a Ram live read about the Ram Heavy Duty right now, please?
Go out and get a Ram Heavy Duty Eco Diesel, and make sure you take that to Valero when you need gasoline, by the way. And it's very comfortable, it's luxurious. If you want everyone to be jealous of what you're driving in the neighborhood, you go get that Ram. You go get it now.
They call you Big Horn, don't they?
They do call me Big Horn.
Big Horny.
Big Horny. I'm not going to whip it.
Welcome back to the Box Score. We're closing up shop here at the Old Saloon. The Open Championship is underway, and Tiger is apparently playing abysmally. Now, Paulie, you ready to dish out that $100 and pay it to DP? Because you're probably going to lose that bet.
Check your facts, Brock. Dan bet Tiger to win. So if Tiger doesn't win, Dan owes me $100. If Tiger won, I owed him $500. I was thinking about offering Dan a $50 buyout of the bet now. Or
would you redo the bet, double or nothing, on making the cut?
I might do that. Yeah.
That might make it interesting. Tiger to win?
Yeah.
With 20-to-1 odds?
Well, it turned out it was supposed to be 21 odds, and it
if
got
Tiger
down to
wins,
5.
I owe Dan $500. If Tiger doesn't win, he owes me $100.
That wins the tournament.
The tournament. That was the bet the other day.
How did he get that? That's a pretty good deal.
That was the bet.
Even 20-to-1 seems like a good bet.
Right now.
Well, sorry about the question. We don't let facts get in the way on our side. Hey, McLovin, could Tiger's career be seen as a disappointment?
Wow, that's a real tough question. I say no. I mean, the guy has 14 majors. I understand what you're saying. Right now, it feels like a disappointment because he's not chasing Nicklaus. But when we look back 20 years from now, we're going to say nobody played better in a short period of time than Tiger Woods. And I don't think it'll be disappointing. I think it'll be an honor to have seen him. If I was a big golf fan. For me, it's a little less.
Well, agreed. Well, Brandel Chambly is one guy who's not afraid to call out Tiger on his mistakes, and he told Dan why he's so critical of the golfer.
I'm only critical of the changes that Tiger's made because I think it's cost him his what was inevitable ascent to the greatest record in the history of golf. And I'm not even sure. I'm critical of it because I don't understand it. I think if he had done nothing, he'd have won 25 major championships and had done everything that he had thought to do. And I'm also critical because I've watched players do what he's done and lose their game completely.
Yeah, the whole Tiger thing is so strange and right. Why would you change your swing when it works so well for you? And I know that he did it a couple of times, I think, but this one clearly is not working. Blew it up. But it does feel like you're kind of getting gypped out of the rest of his greatness. You know, like it feels like it was just ended too early somehow, and it's kind of a bummer.
And it's different than other things where it's not like, you know, Kirby Puckett had to leave the sport early because of an eye injury, or Gale Sayers an injury they couldn't go over. This appears to be a mental thing. Guy's in spotless shape. He does have some injuries, but you can't, you know, he's gone 0-4, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, over. If he averaged one a year, which he averaged more than one a year before this, he was averaging like 1.5 majors a year going back to the 90s. If he averaged one major a year, he'd be 6, or he'd be at 20.
Yeah, it's not just any mental thing. It's a mental thing following the biggest scandal in recent sports history. One of them, I mean, a lot of top 5 scandals I remember. It was
but
crazy.
That scandal should have no effect on his golf game.
Well, it was a pretty big scandal.
Yeah,
I think it did.
And golf is so mental.
Yeah.
To have all of that play out must have really screwed him up.
That's tough. Well, Check out all the Open Championship action on DirecTV, the mixed channel 701 through 705. Yeah, good for him.
Oh, well.
All right, bygones. Bygones.
What are you going to do?
Hey, Fritzy, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Nah, it's easy come, easy go.
Things happen. Sometimes you're dominant, sometimes you're bad.
All right, Fritzy, who's on tomorrow?
We will have Doc Rivers, Clippers head coach and president of basketball operations on the show. Randy Couture in studio, actor, 6-time UFC champion. We're all encouraging him to beat up Paul Pabst in our Milford Man Cave tomorrow.
Very nice. Thank you, gentlemen. We are back tomorrow with the Friday edition of The Box Score right here on Audience Channel 239. The podcast is available on iTunes or at podcast1.com. Good luck tomorrow, Paulie.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching The Box Score. Holy cow!